you guys. This is Christina with leadsandleverage.com. I am here during another Ribbits show. Let me start that over. This is Christina with leadsandleverage.com, and I am here with another Ribbits show episode for you and with you. So today, if you are watching this in replay, you got to see that rerun or that reversal. But if you're watching this in replay, would you do me a favor and comment below? Let me know where you're popping in from. I love to explore the country through you guys. So definitely, or the world actually, because so many of you are here from everywhere. Let me know where you're from and where you're popping, just really, where you're from and how many years you have been in real estate. That would be awesome to know. And then today, what we're going to talk about, email marketing. Is your email marketing dying? Or has it ever been alive? And so we're going to go over 5 things that you can do that will change your results. And you can do those today. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you're watching this live, if you're here with me live, or again in replay, do me a favor and comment below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're popping in from and how long you've been in real estate. Just let me know that. I love to do that. I'd love to know that about you. I am coming at you from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, way up north. It is gorgeous up here. I love it. Lots of hiking, lots of biking, swimming, Ironman, lots of activity here. It's a great place to live. So, and I gave you a warning, or I gave you a little hint. We're going to be talking about email marketing, and I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do to revive or to actually thrive, to create your email marketing so that you actually get results from it. Because that's the point of it, right? The point of doing some of this stuff is so that you can leverage it. We don't want to just make noise out there because we think we need to make noise, which is what I think most of us are doing. But because we don't know. It's not because we're dumb. It's because we just don't know. And so we want to be able to leverage. All of this technology is here for us to leverage and to help us, give us more time. And instead it seems to be like taking our time away. So it's here to leverage our time so that we can make more effective use of our time so that we have more free time. So we're going to talk about, remember, if you're here, comment below. Let me know you're here, where you're popping in from. And my question of the day today, and I'll probably ask this a couple times. My question of the day today is, do you use email marketing of any form right now? At any time? Do you use email marketing of any form? And I'm not talking about one-on-one emails. I'm talking about, do you use any type? Do you like send a newsletter? Do you have like a service that you pay to send emails, things like that? Any type of email marketing. Okay. So I'm basically, today what I'm teaching you is something that I have publishing tomorrow, and it's, is your email marketing dying? Here's how to revive it in 5 easy steps, or 5 steps. And I have that publishing tomorrow, but I really wanted to talk with you guys about it. To see how it's all working for you and what's that looking like for you. So the thing that, I find it interesting how we as an industry actually utilize email. I mean, we fail colossally at it. We send email from our free personal email addresses, and we use those as our business email. We email people randomly and infrequently, and we can't figure out why it's not working for us. We send out canned crap, what I call canned garbage, canned crap, and we wonder why nobody actually reads what we send. So we have all of these things going against us, and those are just 3 things that right off the top, I'm like, yeah, they affect why it's not working for us. But it's important that we understand what we're doing. I'm looking at my notes, you guys. It's important that we understand what we're doing, the who, what, when, where, why, and how of email marketing. And if we're going to use it, if we're going to leverage it, if we're going to invest our time into it, then we better invest some learning so that we know what we're doing and why we're doing it. And again, I'm going to say this a million times. I am talking about learning outside of the real estate industry. You can't go to a vendor and expect them to teach you really about email marketing if they're selling you canned email. You can't go somewhere where somebody's actually selling you email newsletter content and expect them to actually teach you how to use email the best way for your business. Now, I wish we could. There are businesses that we can, and I wish we could, but within the real estate industry, what we're teaching is a lot of the vendors are really just kind of teaching you need to stay in contact with people. So here are some emails on a platter that you can send out to people. And that's how you can stay in contact. But they don't even know how to leverage email marketing. So this is where we as individual agents need to step outside the industry and get some training. And yes, email marketing is important to get training on. It is important that you do not outsource the strategy and the understanding. I say that over and over again. Do not outsource your strategy and understanding of the tools of the, I don't mean the software, but the concepts that you'll be using in your business. And email marketing is a concept. It is a strategy. You need to understand it, at least to utilize it well. Partially. So we actually need to change our mindset. And that's a hard thing to change when we're taught to do this, do that, and don't waste our time on this and don't waste our time on that. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you that a lot of things that we're told not to waste our time on, we should be investing more time in. And a lot of things that we're told to focus our time on, we should be stepping back and going, why? And really analyzing and looking at it. We need to question. So, there are 5 really main things that I was talking about. 5 main things to kind of liven up, to revive your email marketing that we need to understand from kind of a foundational point, okay? The first one, and I've talked about this before, but we need to stop thinking about our email lists as a global whole. We need to stop thinking and acting as though they're just subscribers. See, the thing is when you take the time to bring people, however you do it, bring people into your email list, they're now part of your email community. They're part of your community of people who have willingly decided that they want to be part of your tribe by saying, yes, send me email. So when we think of it as a global whole, it's just our email list, we tend to treat it like crap. If we think of it as an individual person who said, yes, I would like you to help me. I would like you to send me valuable information. I would like to learn from you. And then we start focusing it on the individuals. We treat it differently. When we're face to face with someone or on the phone with someone, we treat them differently than we do a collective faceless glob of an email list. So stop thinking of it as a collective whole and start thinking of it as an individual, of your email list as individual people. This is not the Borg. These are people. So we need to focus on that. So you want to build know, like, and trust relationships. And believe me, you can build a know, like, and trust relationship just as easily from you to many people on a list as you to one person, if you know how to give value and you treat them like individuals that they are. They're not the Borg. All right, the second thing, we need to stop touching and start connecting. This is really, really big. This is, and I'm going to read this. I wrote this. I had this visual and I wrote this down. I want to read it so I remember it right. An image I keep seeing in my mind about how the real estate industry uses email marketing is this. A person is standing out in the middle of nothing. Okay. Suddenly you come up and you start throwing paper at them. Okay. On that paper is canned crap you buy from whatever vendor you're getting canned email crap from. Okay. Then another real estate agent comes up, maybe at a different angle, starts doing the same thing to the same person with the same canned crap. And then another agent comes up, does the same thing with the same canned crap. And then another and another. And pretty soon that person is surrounded by 20, 30, 40, 50 agents all throwing the same canned crap at them. In other words, we're just throwing crap at people. We aren't making a connection with them. Would you do that in person? Like in real life? Or would you just throw stuff at them? Or would you seek to know them or seek to understand them or seek to give them value? And I believe that it's because we kind of have this disconnect from the idea that virtual is real. We erect this amazing wall of stone between what we do with people while we are face to face with them and can't seem to figure out how to do the exact same thing virtually. It's like we just can't make that step connection. And it's also, we are so pushed to systematize and assembly line our business that we forget how to create know, like, and trust relationships. We think of email as just another assembly line tool when in fact it's a relationship building tool. That's what email is. And we need to use that tool so that it allows us to build a one-to-many relationship with people. It allows us to leverage our time. So it enhances our ability to connect with as many people as possible, but we draw a blank on how to effectively use that tool. And that's number two. That's one of the big things that we do. We're just not sure. We don't know. Okay. So the third piece of this, be a real person. Like, be a real person. Don't be a business. Don't be an agent. Don't be a brand. Be a person. I mean, I know you're a real person. It's obvious, but we don't come across that way when we're actually sending to our email list. We come across as a robotic commercial when you just send out emails in fancy template newsletter format. I know we are focused on branding. That is the wrong thing to be focused on. We shouldn't be focused on. No, people aren't going to remember. We're deluged with too much stuff. We're not going to remember that those colors match you. That's not the point. We need to send one-on-one emails, and I mean one to many, but we need to send them like we would normally. Do we send emails to all of our friends and family in newsletter format? No, we just type it out and text it and send it. So, focusing on branding is actually ruining your email marketing efforts. It's a bad thing. You don't send an email to a friend that includes all of your branding. So stop trying to focus on branding and start focusing on being a real person. Real people send text-only emails. That's just really the way it is. Real people send single thought, single topic emails, not an email newsletter with a hodgepodge of stuff that we have to put into it. So don't try to stuff all that stuff in there. Try to have a conversation with people. Okay? Real people are real with themselves and with other people. So that's number 3. Be a real person. Number 4. Excuse me. Hey, Mary. Number 4. Be useful. I can't stress this one enough. You don't want to email only when you want or need something. So, for example, like you need a closing, so you send out an email. It's painfully obvious when real estate agents need more listings or buyers. I'm looking at my notes, guys, because of an article coming out tomorrow, and I want to make sure I get this to you. It's painfully obvious when real estate agents need more listings or need buyers because they send out an email that is usually some fancy looking email with lots of images and tons of canned crap or promotion of their listings. And it's random. It's infrequent. It's just, whoa, what was that? It's not useful. It's obvious. The person receiving it knows what you're doing. They know that you have no intention of actually helping them or getting to know them. So when you're focused on being useful, you aren't trying to be all things to all people. Let's see. So focus on helping them. Don't try to push your agenda onto your email community. Instead, figure out what they're struggling with and help them, okay? Yeah, I'm kind of watching over my notes. I want to make sure I'm directed with you guys today. And the fifth one, be strategic, okay? So why are you sending in the email? What are your expectations? And I get it. We think the first goal is come list my house. That is not the first goal. That's the end goal. So what's the first goal? There's multiple little steps in that goal. This will happen. That will happen. But if you don't give value first, if you don't help them first, that won't happen. Okay? So you need to build that. You need to build their trust. You need to build a relationship with them. You need to help them on their journey so that they get to the point where, hey, come list my house, because that's the goal. But if all we're doing is selling at them, then all they're going to do is ignore our emails. So we need to think about that. So those are the 5 steps. So number 1 is stop thinking about your email community or your email list as a list or just subscribers or as a global whole. Stop doing that. Second, stop touching and start connecting. Have actual conversations. One-to-many conversations are just fine. If you are on my refreshed email list, it's lisaandleverage.com/re-freshed. If you're on that email list, you see every week I tell a piece of me, maybe something I am thinking about, struggling with, processing, or thought was funny, or saw, or whatever. I tell a piece of me, and then I say, hey, here's what I created for you this week. On those emails, on that specific list, I don't sell. I'm there to give value. Now, there are ways for people to buy. There are ways for people to jump into my I'm interested in buying process, of course. But the goal, the first touch goal, is to give value so that people can know that I know what I'm talking about. I can help them. So that's what you want to do. You want to get people to come to their own self-discovery that, oh, he or she knows what they are talking about. They're an authority. They can help me. I can start trusting them. What they said is true in this and this and this. And so they start seeing the consistency of your character and your knowledge, etc., through these emails and through the other things that you're doing. That's the goal. That's the goal. The second one, the third one, be a real person. Real people have conversations. Real people have funny moments. Real people have embarrassing moments. Real people have thoughts. Real people have concerns. Be that. Be a real person. 4, be useful. Like I said, be useful. Give value. Give value. You want to give value. That is a big thing. And number 5, be strategic. Understand not only what your end goal is, but understand what the very next step is. Why am I sending this email? Am I sending this email because I need a listing? Not a good reason to be sending an email. Yes, we know we want listings, but the first thing is, how can I provide value for the person that I would like to eventually sell their home through me? That's your first goal. So those are the 5. If you're on here live, comment below. Let me know you're here, where you're popping in from. And if you have questions, let me know. If I wrap this up and you still have questions, keep putting your questions below. Today was very focused and pretty fast, and I dove right into it. And as always, if you want people on your email list, you need to turn your Facebook business page into a conduit. And so above where the information on this video is, or this way, I gave you a link to my Facebook page setup checklist. Okay. So it's there for you. Yes, Mary, I agree. Good reminders. I had to remind myself. I was like, what are the things that I'm doing? All easy things to lose the concept of, and they're all easy things to implement on there. Any other questions, you guys? Comments? Thoughts? It's an awesome day. What day is it? Tuesday. Wow. I didn't know what day of the week it was. It's Tuesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday. We are just coming out of a, yes, I agree, Mary. As I said, it's super easy, but hard to remember. Yes. Aligning yourself to, okay, this is a person. Yes, all of that. I totally agree. We were just coming out of my husband, Chuck, and my second oldest son were in a Fiddler on the Roof. And the performances were all last week. And so everyone's kind of, those two are kind of walking around in a daze because they are exhausted. So it's kind of, they're trying to get back into their routines of stuff. And, after 8 weeks of rehearsals and then performances, they're kind of like zombies kind of walking around. It's kind of funny to watch them and to see what they're doing and get back into the swing of things. But it was fun. They had a lot of fun on their show. I love going to it. I love that they're involved in that and they love doing that. It's an absolute blast. Yeah, so we're just kind of getting back into things. And what about you guys? When you do something that's out of your norm, does it like throw your schedule off? Does it kind of put you off your track? Or do you fight like mad to get back on track? Just curious. And if you respond to that after this is over, let me know. I'm curious. We talked about coaching and coaches inside our membership yesterday. We had a live stream like this where we were talking about how to find a coach, a business coach, or a real estate coach, and how to look for one, what kind of questions to ask, and how to find one that works for who you are and what your business looks like. That was a lot of fun. The conversation went that direction just from a random question. It was a really good conversation. So I'm really curious, what do you do to get yourself back on track? What do you have? I called them, I had my session with my coach this morning. It was funny because he always asks me, what did you like best about today's session? And what do you want to implement? And I thought for a moment, and I thought, I really like that I have you to be my bumper guards, like, bowling, my bumper guards to keep me on track, to keep me bouncing through and right down the right path. And I like that. That is one aspect of what a coach does for you. So just curious what you guys do to do all that. So I'm going to actually say goodbye, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, actually, let me tell you what tomorrow's coming. Tomorrow, this one's a good one. And this happens a lot. Tomorrow is what happens when a lead source dries up. Because I actually had a question that somebody said, what do I do if Facebook goes away? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, what do you do? What do you do? Or what do I do if XYZ goes away? we're gonna talk about that because I have experience in that because I've been in business for so long. That's happens multiple times. I'm gonna tell you how to do that, how to shift with it, and how to be prepared ahead of time. All right, you guys, have a good afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow on the next episode of The Rampage Show. Bye-bye.